welcome to Vlogmas Day 4. I hope you're all enjoying this month so far and getting excited about Christmas. I know I am. So I think this is the last bit of my decorations I haven't shown you, and this is the garland above the doors between my sitting room and dining room. I don't normally put something up here, but I decided for the first time ever to splash out and get some of these clips that you put on the mantelpiece, which you can just see the black clip at the top there, which hold the garland on. And they don't fit my flipping mantelpieces because my mantelpiece has got like a sloped edge on it. So I put them up here and fixed my garland on up here, and I'm actually really pleased with it. I think it looks nice. The garland I bought a couple of years ago, and then I've added these big red baubles and some wired ribbon, and then the wicker bells in the centre I got this year at the charity shop with a bit of ribbon around them. I think they look pretty nice. Yeah, so all in all, I'm quite pleased with how it's all looking. Yeah, with the mantelpiece all lit up. Really pretty. Yeah, I like it. And then this isn't a decoration, but it's been sitting on the table for about 6 weeks, which is a Christmas jigsaw. I think I might have mentioned that I'd got these jigsaws from the charity shop to try and stop me looking at my phone all the time. As you can see, it's not finished yet because we've just got the really difficult bits, which are like snow and sky and stuff left. But anyway, hopefully we'll get that finished soon so we can clear the table and put some Christmassy bits on it. Anyway, it's quite fun. And then also I forgot to film me opening my calendar today, but this is the one that I got today. It's cherry with violet flowers. I mean, how nice does that sound? So I should be giving that a try at some point this week. Very pleased with that flavour. So this morning I've been out just to do a little bit of Christmas shopping. It was not that successful, but I had a little mooch around a few shops, the local department store. I took a little bit of footage actually, which I will insert for you now, just to show you a few of the bits in the local department store. Anyway, that was all very pretty. And yeah, a little bit annoyed because I bought a present and I won't say what it was in case he watches it, but it was for my husband. And they forgot to take the security tag off, so I had to phone them and say I've got to go back tomorrow so that they don't think I've nicked it when I walk in with the security tag on, to get them to take it off. Anyway, I'll sort that out tomorrow. I'm sure I'll have time to pop in there. Anyway, that doesn't matter, does it? Yeah, so I've got a few of my Christmas presents sorted already, but my mum has requested that she would like me to paint a picture for her. Now, I've painted a painting before, and I do like to paint, so I am going to do that, but I've got to be honest, I'm not in the mood. Haven't really got the energy about me at the minute, but I will go and do it for my poor mother. She's requested it. I don't know what I'm doing. She said, well, whatever you want, Elsa, I don't care. So anyway, I might be starting that later on today, although it's a bit dark to be painting. Yeah, so I had a little mooch around the shops, and actually the other day I was up in the centre of town and filmed a little bit of the lights around Mayfair. including the most stunning decorations outside Annabelle's nightclub, which, I mean, obviously I don't go to, it's a private club thingy, but they always have absolutely glorious decorations outside it. So I'll insert a little bit of that footage now. Yes, so that was really pretty, and I'm going to be in town again this weekend in the centre of town, so hopefully I'll get a little bit more footage of some of the pretty lights. I'm going to do a video again tomorrow on Friday, but I'm not sure about the weekend because I have got quite a busy weekend ahead, but I'll confirm that tomorrow anyway. So what I've also been doing, I started yesterday, is I've been anticipating the end of the year. I don't really like to do New Year's resolutions because it seems like too long a period to plan for. So I decided to start sort of setting some sort of small goals and resolutions now, really, before we get into that ridiculous arbitrary 1st of January date, which we all start on. You know, with that sort of in mind to hit Christmas and the new year running, you know. So what I've been doing is thinking ahead about some of the goals I want to achieve, but also some of my wins for this year, because I think it's important to look back and acknowledge where you've done really well. And I think I've had a good year, actually. I've obviously been maintaining my weight loss for about a year now. This time last year I was maybe 4 kilos heavier than I am now. And as I say, that sort of last bit came off towards the beginning of the year. So, you know, pretty much, you know, I'm lower than I was last year, but not by a lot, and I'm where I want to be. So that's a brilliant win for me. It's the first time ever that, you know, it's been 2.5 years now that I've been eating in the new way in which I eat, maintaining that, and just basically living a completely different lifestyle with, you know, where food is concerned. So that's the biggest win for me. Of course, another major win has been the fact that my husband is a lot healthier than he was a year ago. This time last year, he had just had his kidney transplant, and now he's, you know, a lot fitter, a lot healthier, really on the mend, doing really well actually, you know, given all the health problems he's had. So that's the most tremendous win, really. But, you know, looking at smaller things, small insignificant things really, but that they affect our everyday lives. I had big improvements in my gut health from cutting out the coffee, which I spoke about a few months ago. I've been away with Stuart, which was lovely. As you know, that was the first time in years because of how he's been. What else was I thinking? Oh yeah, I've been, you know, going to bed earlier, getting the light out, not looking at the phone in bed so much, which is brilliant. I've also done some things which scare me a bit, like hosting at home, you know, having people round and, you know, cooking for them and stuff like that, which, you know, I don't know why I get nervous about that because I'm a pretty good cook and, you know, I've got good friends. But yeah, so that's been a real win for me. So I've been sort of trying to push myself out of my comfort zone a bit this year, and that's something I definitely want to continue with next year. And also, I think Stuart mentioned this to me, and I hadn't noticed it, but when he said it, I was aware that, you know, he said, oh, I think you're being less, you know, you're caring less about, you know, people pleasing maybe, and what other people might be thinking of you, or, you know, I used to be a little bit like I just fall in line with other people's plans and then get annoyed about it but not say anything. And he said, oh, I think, you know, with certain people in my life that maybe just take the pee a little bit. And he said, you know, that's really good. And I thought, yeah, I have been actually. I'm not so worried now about chasing people to meet up with them if they're really can't be bothered to make the time. And I'm not that bothered even about necessarily spending time with them. I just feel like I should be the one to keep it going. Yeah, I think setting boundaries, I suppose that's what it is. It's setting some clearer boundaries about what I'm willing to put up with. Anyway, I thought it was nice of him to have noticed that, and yeah, it's something I'm going to continue to build on next year. So yeah, over the next week or so, I'm going to be thinking about some of my goals that I want to sort of put in place. I know a few things. One of them is going to be hopefully to work more on this channel. Yeah, so maybe have a think about, you know, before we hit Christmas and you start thinking about the new year, think about all the great things you might have achieved this year. Even if it's just the tiniest thing, you know, mine go from the tiniest thing, like cutting down my coffee, to the biggest thing, like my husband being loads better, having maintained my weight loss for a long time now, you know, all of these things. And they all affect our lives in greater or lesser degree, but it's all important to us. So have a little think about, you know, what have been your big wins for this year? And, you know, because Christmas, whether we like it or not, it is that time of the year where we sort of delineate, don't we, what's happened before, and then we go into this sort of weird limbo almost around Christmas, and then we hit the new year and it's like cold, hard shock of resolutions. And let's try and soften that out and also, you know, give ourselves a little bit of a pat on the back and a clap for what we've achieved this year. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that quick look at the rest of my decorations today and a little tiny bit of the Christmas lights in the centre of town. And yeah, I'll be back again tomorrow. Bye for now.